All right. So as we move on to Pintos and Great Northerns, these are a little bit smaller trials. I'll talk about them combined. Between the two classes, we had 13 entries. Of these, the majority were commercial, with 10 being commercial and 3 experimental. Overall, we did have some pretty good yields, especially with our Pintos, averaging in that high 20s to low 30s across those 3 locations, and 23 bags per acre in Sanilac, and pretty similar with our Great Northerns. So as we look at the trial as a whole, we have a few to our right that have stood out that are new MSU lines. This first one here, Charo, is our new MSU Pinto. That has really shown some exceptional yield potential in these trials. And it grew statistically with their other experimental P19-103. And those two have pulled away from the remainder of the pack. Then we have Eiger, which would be our number 2 here as a whole, which is a Great Northern, averaging just over 30 bags per acre across those 4 locations this year, and does group statistically with ND Pegasus. We do have a few others to take note of here. Our standard here, La Paz, is not too far behind the remainder of this pack. There's a little bit of a yield spread when we look at La Paz compared to Charo. But then we have ND Falcon and Palomino, which are some new ones from North Dakota State University. And then some of our older ones of Powderhorn, Aries, and Virgo farther to the left. Give you guys a quick idea of what these look like in the field. We have Charo here, our number 1 ranked Pinto, the new one from MSU. Has pretty good architecture. It can be a pretty big plant and can lean a little bit on us. Overall, it does have some pretty good white mold scores as far as a Pinto bean goes. So it is a pretty new, exciting Pinto potentially for Michigan, with some real yield potential to keep it competitive with our navy and black and small red yields. And then we have Eiger here on the right. Eiger's had some pretty good yield potential. There have been a few environments where it got a little long in maturity on us and took a little bit longer to dry. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on. But definitely we're excited about that yield potential that Eiger does have in that Great Northern class, as well as structure. So any questions on Pintos or Great Northerns?